So what would you do in a situation where your husband or like partner was like, okay, I would really love a threesome. Like, I'd really love a threesome. What? Do you allow it?
Escalated
Very quick. No, but it's a gift that someone wants. Because, like, for me, it actually means so much that you listened to what I wanted and then you got me what I wanted, more than you just deciding, well, this is what she would like. Like, what if she rides longer than me? And I'm just like, what am I doing while she's riding my husband?
For me, an open relationship is an exit strategy. You're just like, yeah, so hanyan. I'm going out.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Chats with the Girls. I'm Dumi, I'm Violet,
I'm Sipo,
and this is Chats with the Girls. So guys, let's just get into today's whole conversation. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are always trending for some controversy. A lot of people feel like their relationship is toxic, and people make up a lot of scenarios where it paints Jada as someone that's like not good or someone that's like mean. And recently we saw Will publicly defend her when like literally on stage because the comedian made a joke. So for me, one thing I always say is that like the reason why we know so much about them is because they have they have shared so much about their relationship that they do. But I don't think their relationship is toxic. Personally, I don't think it's toxic. I really think it's a matter of two people that communicate and they are open. They like I think it's more healthy actually, because they air their laundry out and they know that like they're not perfect and they're not trying to push perfection. And I think that's what makes their relationship so healthy, because a lot of people are like, I saw this other video on TikTok, you know, that J. Cole song where it's like, I want that Will and Jada type of love. And then like they were like, I'm gonna start silencing this, like I'm gonna switch on the sound when it comes to that point, because people now are painting the relationship like it's not healthy. Firstly, do you feel like it was justified for what Will did on stage, like hitting thing? Chris, was it okay? Do you feel like it was an over exaggeration? And then going back to like just how they bear everything about their relationship on public, do you think like it's toxic, or do you think it's a healthy thing?
I definitely think it was warranted, the slap. I don't condone violence, but I really feel like my biggest problem with that situation is always how people approach situations of conflict, and they rather focus on your reaction rather than what actually got you there, you know. Comedians for the longest 3 or 4 years, decades actually, guys, they really get inappropriate very quickly. It's been happening for a very long time, and I feel like that's why it's normalized, and they can, you know, they have absolutely no regard for sensitivity. It doesn't matter what you are struggling with. We've all seen them really getting jokes, whether it's like people's sexualities, sicknesses, like abana stop really. So because what I was thinking, seeing a lot is that he first laughed, so people are like, why did he laugh first?
That's my thing,
things
as well.
like that. And for me, something that I observed is that other people's first reaction to disbelief is that
You did not.
No, you did not.
No way, you just did that.
Yeah. So what I saw is just, but also like it's they were in a social setting. He is obviously making a joke. I feel like comedians also might think they're funny because of that, because if you're sitting in a crowd and a comedian makes a joke, you don't find it funny, but everyone's like, ha ha ha.
Everyone's laughing, until you realize
but
like,
it's actually not funny. And I feel like it's also warranted that maybe he did find it funny up until he saw that Jada did
It
not
didn't
find
sit
it
well
funny.
with her. Yeah.
Because for me, that is the person that really, really sees the struggles of that specific condition and the trauma. Because I think people might just like think it's simple
just hair,
to
just
lose
hair.
hair.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Because like it's just alopecia.
No,
it's just
you've
losing
had hair all your life. You've had
Mm.
options of what to do with your, and then all of a sudden you have to navigate a life without hair.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one that sees like 100% the struggles that she's gone through. So I feel like I really don't condone violence, but I just feel like in that case, if there are any wrongs, then they were both
In the wrong. I agree.
Yeah.
If there's wrong to be held, it's on both sides. It's just unfortunate for Will that he's now suffering more consequences than Chris would. But the slap was definitely warranted. I agree totally with it, and I agree in terms of the fact that Will may have found the joke funny, but it actually hit when it didn't sit well with Jada. And as a husband, as a man, his first instinct was to protect. I'm going to protect her. I'm going to protect her on, and I will do anything that it takes. And if it's me getting up on that stage and slapping someone in public, then unfortunately
slapping the taste back into it.
Slap the taste out of his mouth.
Slapping the taste out of his mouth. Like, and then, okay, cool. This is how we feel. We feel like she was being protected. Will was protecting her and everything like that. But I've seen now there's a trend, like there's something trending where they're like, she says she doesn't need protecting. Will shouldn't have done that. So now,
is
it
not
true?
Sure. I'm actually not sure about commenting on that because I feel like they misquote Jada.
They quite a lot.
They always.
So
they
now,
always.
if I formulate an opinion on that, and then when I go back to like maybe
It's not true. I think we should. I think she
that.
didn't. Actually, I think she didn't. But it brings me to actually my next point because I wanted to talk about because with the protection thing, you start thinking about love languages and everything like that. And now that you mentioned like people misquoting her, there's another thing that's going around now because I guess they want to paint her as this person who's ungrateful, there's a narcissistic, which is not true. She's just a good communicator and she's an honest person. So now it happened that on her 40th, who's this Will did a whole big event, got this big artist to come and everything like that, and Jada was definitely not happy about it and said it's a display of his ego. There's like such a gross display of his ego. Not the exact words, I'm paraphrasing here, not her exact words, but that's basically like the situation. And I thought, you know what, a conversation that's been growing, that needs to actually still be growing in relationships, is understanding people's love languages. So people now are saying, how ungrateful, like imagine my husband, like you did all of that, like such a grand gesture. So like thank you.
Imagine like such a huge thing, and then you just, if you're not a person of huge things, so now I must like
you must be comfortable. Now you must pretend way you know for a fact you don't appreciate it. It's not what you wanted.
And also, if it's not communicated, it will keep on happening because he will do it and you will pretend, and he will do it again and you will pretend, and you're unhappy. So just say it. You did it. Cool, great, but I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me. You were doing it for yourself. I didn't like it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I just told myself that going forward, I might just have to step back from e-conversations. Will not Jada because they misquoted, and also I just really also believe that like for example Lento Yepati, that probably happened between the both of them, and I feel like they go through things and then they come and they share them. But so now we make it their reality right now. I don't even know how old Jada is, but when was her 40th?
It was a long time. I think they like, cause I've watched. I don't watch a lot of Red Table Talk, but I've seen like they make an example of like, you know, when I saw that I was not I was failing my wife in the relationship is when I did this and then this was her reaction. Then somebody takes that and then just says like how ungrateful. Yeah. So what basically in that scenario was like grand gestures were like gifting, and like grand gestures is not something that Jada did like specifically appreciated. But for you personally in your relationships, what would you say, like both of you, what would you say is your biggest love language and why? You can also comment in the comment section what your love language is and why. So there's 5 love languages. It's a book. I haven't actually read the book, but I have read about like how they do the love language. So the 5 different languages for different people's: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. So those are 5. A lot of people have a main one, and then obviously you can have multiple ones. But what would you say yours are?
Mine definitely without a doubt is quality time. Yeah. I used to think at some points in my life that words of affirmation were my love language, until I learned how dangerous, for lack of better words, that could be. I say dangerous because somebody made me realize that if words of affirmation, and I could be wrong for different people, if words of affirmation are your love language, then you are dependent on somebody saying something good about you for you to feel good about yourself. If you don't get that, you don't feel it. For example, just an example, you go and you do this hairstyle personally for yourself because you love it. You come home, your partner doesn't say that it looks nice, you start questioning if it actually looks good, if you like that. So I slowly just started tapping out of that because I just realized how dangerous that could be. So quality time for me, like I said, is my love language. And the reason why is because if somebody can take time out of their schedules, we are busy, we are adults, and if somebody can take time out of their schedule to come and spend time with you, that for me means the world. Yeah.
I actually think mine would also, the number one would be quality time.
Okay. And I'm here like, mine is gifts. My biggest love language is gifts. Like I really love receiving gifts. I really do. Like it's like for me, if you thought of me and then you got me something, I'm like it means the world to me. So my biggest love language is gifts, and then I like to say I'm a bit of everything because I do appreciate acts of service. Like if you really like I'm tired and stuff, and you're like, okay, let me tidy. I appreciate that so much. It's like it really like on a daily basis is something that I really love, because you can't, like, someone can gift you all the time, because gifts, like, some, like, people do stick to occasions and everything for gifting. But if you can think of me and just be like, okay, I got you like a little something, I got you food, I got you this, I really appreciate that. But acts of service is my other one. But now there's this your love language, but you need to know your partner's love languages, and like also listening. And I want to go back to gifting, because I was saying like my love language is gifting. So but I prefer that you, like, usually I was like throughout the years I was like, okay, my husband doesn't really know what to gift me, so I always have a list. So what would you do in a situation where your husband or like partner was like, okay, I would really love a threesome, like I would really love a threesome? What do you allow
that escalated
very quick? No, but it's a gift that someone wants. Because, like, for me, it actually means so much that you listened to what I wanted and then you got me what I wanted, more than you just deciding, well, this is what you would like. I have opinions on this, like, threesome thing. Do you allow these 3 questions, right? Okay, like, your partner wants a threesome. Are you saying yes? Or under which circumstances would you say yes? Are you allowing them to pick the person? Is it a red flag that they already have a person in mind? Like, there's so much going on, but like it's like a lot of people want that, like, to experience that. Even women some women do want a threesome.
Are you guys are brave? Could never be me.
Now, what am I doing with myself, Judith?
like that's my thing as well. What do you do? Do you participate? Are you?
I think it looks on. I've read a lot about it, like even in magazines, and everyone that has had something to. In reality, not like the porn stars and the sexual content creators. They really say by like it's a job and a half, like, and I can imagine like what.
But you were saying earlier, if you were to do it, it would not be.
Yes. So if I were to consider it, it would definitely not be in South Africa. So let's say we are on vacation somewhere in the world, and then. But the problem is like. If I'm being honest, that's just my alter ego speaking. In reality, probably not, because I don't think that my anxiety would allow me, unless we do like a whole lot of background checks. Like
now, why you doing because that's the thing. Because like the whole concept of a threesome, right? It's always it's spontaneous. We're trying something different, we're spicing up our thing, but like realistically speaking, the safety behind, like, because now you start thinking about those things, like, is this person safe, does this person like not have STIs,
I have a question for your alter ego. Why are they okay with doing it if it's not in South Africa? What's
I just don't. I think it would just.
Are you hoping to never see them?
Ever again
it's
in
not
your life?
Like you don't run access.
I don't ever. I want it to be. I would want it to be a one-time thing.
Okay.
Never again. Like done, and that would be like. Maybe going to LA and then we never go back there again.
Yeah.
Like we don't even maybe we
don't have contact.
And you don't even have to tell us your real name or whatever. Then we never see you again. No contact, nothing. Like you don't even know who I am. From another country. You never see me
I'm from Africa. I could be from anywhere.
And also alter ego, would you another man or another guy?
It would be another woman.
Another woman.
And then you go to another country. Now we are not in LA, we are in another country, and then just like, can we get another Jessica?
No. I think, guys, that's like, for me, that's what I'm saying. In reality, it is probably something that I would never do, because it's like certain things just come with a lot of, I don't want to say consequences, but there's a lot of things that like, and a lot of dynamics, and I'm just thinking into let's say that I discussed it with my partner and we are cool to go with it, and let's say the idea is like I'm the one that wants that gift, and then they are sold, and then let's say we do that, we go to LA, we meet Jessica, and then it's nice, and then now I like that because I actually know someone where they found themselves in that predicament. Now what happens? They now their partner wanted to do it frequently, and it's not something they enjoy. They thought like izobayinto,
like a once in a lifetime thing.
So I feel like sometimes like,
are you willing to even handle like
now
what
like
comes after?
With experimenting, like when like with your auntie, even in the other episode we're speaking about how people are different, you know, like in relationships, and even in that regard, like you are the person that wanted this, and then your partner was okay with a once in a while, and then you realize that you want this more frequently. Now what?
Now the thing. Like it goes. It's like the strip club thing that they're gonna see with the in the other episode. So it's like now the frequency of, because I'm thinking like it's like my once in a lifetime wish. Like I would really like to experience it, then like it would be a really nice gift. But for me personally, I don't know, I'm not an insecure person, but I feel like that situation would make me insecure. Like what if she rides longer than me and I'm just like, what am I doing while she's riding my husband's dick? Like really, like
what people have conditions. I have someone that I know, and their partner have been doing that. They and their partner, like they have conditions. I remember one of the condition was like, so the partner, which is a man, is not allowed to penetrate the other lady.
Oh.
So everything else we can do, but
no
just
penetration.
So you and I, it's our thing, and we can penetrate each other, but not the
So
other
what's
lady.
the third person doing? Like,
why is she
Don't be for the excitement. You see now,
there's no
No,
penetration.
it's a no from this side.
Nothing.
Point
like no.
Yeah,
It's not even
also
something that I
wouldn't
think I would have to think about it. It's not a thought I would entertain. It's not a gift I would gift you. If it's your love language, it's your biggest gift. I don't know, hey, but it's not something that's gonna happen on the side of town.
But things can quickly get out of control. Even the situation where I'm talking about, things have gotten out of control. They start being sneaky.
Yeah, because now you start wanting like
you taste it now.
Yeah. Because it is sometimes for other people it's a matter of, since your partner wants to maybe try to discover other people, it's like a better way of you guys speaking about it and opening up the communication, right? So that you know, okay, they're interested in a girl called Violet like today, and then another one to me. So it's like open communication. But then still by the
dinginess comes in. Like you guys know, I don't know.
I don't think it's safe. Also,
it's not.
I'm good.
It's not. If like your relationship needed something and like, or you yourself, you start like kind of wanting to see what's out there, would you consider an open relationship?
No.
Like once the spark is not there, it's not there. You're not, because we always say we spoke about that thing of things being black and white, but from movies, for me, like it's fictional. I've never actually seen it in real life, but people have actually considered the open relationship thing because maybe their relationships were failing. So it's either like a thing of like testing the waters out there, or it's like, okay, now it gets me to appreciate what I really have at home. It's actually, guys, wait, it's a show we watch. Okay, it's Jada and Will, and the show we watched with the ultimatum as well.
Did you guys finish it?
No, we didn't. I think we watched Casper. We watched boxing. We were they're bringing boxing back. We watched 3 matches. We watched Artie. Okay, we watched Artie
and your homeboy won. Just by the way,
exactly.
He won. Hey, and
so like I don't know, guys. Like I wouldn't consider an open relationship because I feel like for me it's practically just saying, wow, I think I want to leave this relationship, but I don't have the guts to. So just stick around in case I change my mind.
Oh yeah, that's
so true. For me, I'm just like and I feel like if I would ever consider something like that, then the relationship between me and my partner would be really strained. Because like guys, really these situations are open. It looks really nice because I even remember there's a person that I have on my Instagram who was sharing that they were on Tinder. They're in another country. They were on Tinder and they matched with this other cute guy. They were actually matched with this other cute couple. And
the couple is on Tinder.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the one guy came alone, right? And told that guy Uguti, no, the partner wasn't available and he knows. And I actually asked the guy, I was like, what if he is lying? Which most likely he is. So if I feel like even in those situations of open relationships where people like it's honesty, communication, there's a liar, and then it defeats the whole purpose. Like why did we have an open relationship? So for me, I'm just like
for me an open relationship is an exit strategy. You're just like, so hanyan, I'm going out. So I'll just put a label on it. I'll call it an open relationship, just so I don't have to break your heart or look like the bad person or whatever. But for me, it's just an exit strategy, and I can't.
I'm someone that's like geared towards monogamy. I wouldn't be able to like, I wouldn't be able to be in multiple relationships, or like I think the person who brings up this conversation is usually like, you're right. They are ready to exit, so they'll start with that like it both benefits you, but it doesn't really benefit both of you. It benefits the one person that's now like, I want to look at my options and what's out there, because one person in that relationship is in a certain point of, I want to be only with you, and then you are the one like, oh yeah, no, I want to think, and then saying like it's an open relationship is like, oh no, but it's a benefit for both of us, but it's not really. And but I think we're speaking because we are naturally monogamous people. I think some people find it as a healthy thing for them in the relationships, like, because it's a thing and it happens, so that means it works for the people. I just feel like and then and what happens now when your person is more in love with the other person? With the other person.
What now? What must happen? I'm good.
Okay, guys, that brings us to the end of the conversation, because like we can go on and on and on and on. But thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to Sandiso for the Keep It Soft drinks. We keeping it soft.
My chicken.
Please do follow him on Instagram for the drinks recipes. He makes the most amazing drinks. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you in the next one. Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.